We have managed to beat P1 and Black Widow, and have moved on to the finals here in the Discovery Plus original series, Battlebots Bounty Hunters. We could see that Hypershock is going to attempt something similar to what Witch Doctor did to us in Season 5, where she rode up our plow, bent our sector gear, pinched and destroyed our V-belt, seizing our saw blade. Just looking at his armor, I know this is what he's going to try. We asked the Lincoln Electric guys to help us build an entire new set of armor. We dubbed it our Demon Armor, with these 4 big pointy horns. The idea is to keep Hypershock's blade away from our fragile mechanical bits. When we were checking out Hypershock, we also noticed he has exposed V-belts on the back with some gaps in his armor. This was one hell of a driving match. Hypershock is definitely a fast robot, and it took everything Skorpios had and everything the new prototype drive system had to keep up. But we eventually caught him. The Demon Armor worked really well. It kept him from getting to us, and our saw kept running through the whole thing. With some persistence and some guts, Skorpios came out on top and won the match via a judge's decision. We managed to get in some good licks. There are little cuts and slashes through his armor all over his robot. We even managed to get that timing belt we were going after. And when he hit our Demon Armor, it did actually fracture his blade. Will and his team are great people, and they gave us this little memento to help remember the match, and they autographed it. But they did manage to rip off one of our 4 demon horns. But overall, I'd say the Demon Armor worked really well. We were still having some problems with the weapon, and it turns out, even after we got the big wrench out to tighten the clutch wasn't the problem. The real problem was we stripped the keyway. We didn't find this out until we completely disassembled the robot, and it felt like it still had the key because the damaged shards were causing friction on the shaft. And this is all that was left of the key when we took it apart. But now it is time for the main event. We are the Bounty Hunter, and it's time to collect that bounty. ICEwave is the former number 2 seat in Season 1. He is the only gas-powered robot, and we have a heck of a to-do list if we're going to beat him. We got to get the arm working. And after scrounging up parts, shoving it all back together, the very first hit we have with ICEwave, a little tiny white piece comes flying out of our robot, and that's very important. It's the chain tensioner. It keeps the chain on the sprockets, and without it, the chain's flopping all over the place, falling off the sprocket, which is causing us to have weapon power, lose weapon power. Without the chain tensioner and with an inconsistent weapon, we rely on the box hazards, and the pulverizer certainly does its job. It crushes the top of ICEwave, disabling his weapon, and gives us the win. I cannot express how happy Diana and I were at the end of this. With Witch Doctor, Tombstone, now ICEwave, 3 legends, all in the same season, all in the same run. It's definitely something we will always remember. 2020 has been a tough year, but my team really came together and pulled off an amazing victory. Mark was an incredibly good sport about the whole thing. He even signed a part we ripped off his robot and gave it to us as a little keepsake. The front face took quite a beating from him, but we managed to win. And what a way to end this season. What a way to end this show. I'm so happy for my team. We're all now going back to our lives. Diana and I are going to use the proceeds from the Bounty Hunter tournament to help relaunch our summer camp. Due to the pandemic, we had to shut our doors. But with a little work, a little help, we're hoping to reopen, do online classes for the summer of 2021 and in-person classes in 2022. If you have any funds to spare, please consider donating to our GoFundMe page to help us reopen our robot summer camps. Thank you all for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the show.